Your belly Dan. Talking and working. Singing a little tune here. They shipped me off to Georgia, man. Locked me up to a ball and chain, where they say you hear the long some whistle blow. I'll be locked here in this cell until my body's just a shell, and my hair will turn whiter than snow. For I'll never see that gal of mine, 'cause I'm in Georgia doing time, where you hear the long some whistle blow. That's the old favorite of mine, Hank Sr. It ain't about a particular prison he wrote about, but it's just about the lonesome and how lonesome you can be in prison, and the whistle is how lonesome the sound of a train whistle can be. Kind of set that song off and made it what it was. It's a song that always touched my heart. That ain't the whole song. That's just my favorite part of the song. Figured I'd make a little video. Been depressed. I sing a little bit. It helps me with my depression. You know, music. That's why I got to get me a guitar back, so I can get out of this depression. Yeah, let's start me off with Splice. I'm just doing a video while I'm working. I ain't trying to teach you nothing today. I'll just let you see how I do it. Might learn you better that way, you never know. Some folks learn better just by watching somebody else, you know. Never know. I just had a bad couple weeks, you know. Bad experiences. Depression, anxiety. People in the world bothering me. I ain't been bothering nobody. Trying not to. Not yet, anyway. I try to keep it cool, you know. And sometimes you can't, you know. Sometimes we just can't keep her cool. Sometimes we just have to let it out. This is what's wrong with me. I hold it in too long. I gotta start letting it out more. Never know, one day, old Billy Dan might explode. I'm just talking junk. I like talking junk. But, you know, they ran out of green Mountain Dew over at the drink machine, so I'm bringing it Kool-Aid. Kind of tastes like Mountain Dew. You know, gotta watch what I'm doing, you know. I think I made a few folks mad yesterday, so they might tell them if I vape in the building. You know, sometimes, you know, you have problems at work. People just, they keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on until finally you just tell them, hey, ain't gonna go that way no more. You're just gonna have to, you just take your problems elsewhere. But, yeah, as far as that goes, I've been alright. Teeth been hurting the heck out of me. You know, making my stomach sick real bad. Throwing up, well, I ain't gonna tell you about all that. Anyhow, it's been making me sick. Got an infection from my teeth in my lungs. I guess my blood, something to do with my lungs. I don't know if it's in my blood or not. They said it could be, or it could be headed that way. They had to delay my other appointment, so I guess we'll do that one Thursday, next Tuesday. Right now. I don't know how to check my calendar. I'm bad with dates. Back in my wild days, they used to have to come hunt me down. I was bad with dates. You know what I mean, you know. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But, hey, it's all good now. How y'all been doing? Talk to y'all that much. I like talking to y'all in the comments and all. Some of you guys, you know, leave pretty interesting comments. I'm just looking for some ideas, man. Trying to make some money for Christmas. Ain't got no good ideas, man. Been missing a lot of work here lately because of my health. Trying to. Wait a minute, what'd I do here? Went down 2 minutes? No, I didn't. They get to talking, running my mouth, and losing my dang spot. Messed the whole daggone splice up. We can't be having that around here. That's not how we do things right here. Alright. Well, I thought the boss man was gonna come talk to me today. Or this night. Yeah, man. He's an alright guy. I don't know if I think he's a little disappointed in me a little bit. You know. Showed me the butt last night. Okay. Better let it out and keep it in, though, you know. I don't think I've ever been on a job where there wasn't some sort of butthole or gossiper or something. So that's kind of what happened with me, you know. This old lady runs around the job. I ain't gonna tell her name or nothing. Put her out. Actually, she's not that bad of a person if you get to know her. But she likes to run around and run her thing to talk. tells things she don't know what she's talking about. She just assumes things. And what in the world did I do with my scissors? Because I'm getting mad because I can't find them. Where'd it go? Anyway, she likes to run around and tell stuff that she don't know what she's even talking about. So I guess she thinks she knows people that personally, on a personal level, just because she works with the people. You know what I mean? I guess because the way somebody might look or act or you know, not everybody is the same. So I guess that lady just one of them type of people that just ain't got nothing else better to do but just to talk about other folks. Well, I got tired of it. You know? Wait a minute, there for a minute I thought I wasn't even recording. Fix my beard a little bit. See how gray my beard's getting? You know, that didn't happen until after COVID. That dang COVID turned my beard plum gray. I swear it did. Turned me plum gray within a month. Yeah, I blame that on my daddy. And the rest of my family. My daddy told me I'd have a bald spot back here. I ain't got one there yet. He said I'd get one. We'll find out. He was right about my teeth, though. They started falling out at the same age as his did. It's called genetics. See? Told you I was educated. I know all about that kind of stuff. I got a science lab in my backyard. Little building I got out there. I do science experiments. Should have seen it. One time I made this thing where you could, I made my own daggone thing out of a bean can. Where you could, temper your, harden your own knives and temper your own knives. Like a, what do you call it? Look, a little gas, call them, little propane can up to it. Little forge. Made my own little forge. What was the guy in the knife making? And I made my own forge out of a bean can. And some of that, so I can't even think of the name of it. That gypsum stuff, it don't burn. Sand, mixed it with sand. Made my own little experiment. Made me a knife, made me a couple knives. Harden them up, sharpen them up. You know? I gotta get back into doing things like that. It used to help my anxiety. Now I just make videos, try to keep anxiety from going. haywire and thinking too much, you know. How's y'all's out? Holidays been going? Pretty good. Wish I could say the same. You know, I have a great family. And I have wonderful family members, you know. And if I was in trouble, they'd help me in a heartbeat, you know. But, you know, I don't like to bother my family. But they have their own problems, you know. But I love them. You know, I just lost a sister back in May. And it really hurt my heart. It did something to me. It made me think, you know, that life's just too short. Made me think that maybe I don't got much time left myself. You know, she was a couple years younger than I am. See, let me tell you something about her. Ain't nobody on this world like her. They can't make, and there never ever will be another person ever like her. One of these days I'll show you a couple pictures of her. She was a beautiful woman. She was always beautiful, even when she was a baby. And I ain't just saying that because she's my sister, neither. Hell on wheels. She tell you just like it was. Just like it was. But she had a heart of gold. She'd help any man. Anybody, it didn't matter. If that person needed help, she'd help them. I don't know why. She's just like that. I mean, I'm kind of like that too myself, but, you know, we get it from my grandpa. My grandpa Peg raised us to be like that. You know, but she somehow or another, she took more after he did, after him. Even with the gambling part, you know, my grandpa was a gambler. You know, my sister was a gambler. She took a little more after him than I did. That's something I never really told you about either, my grandpa. My grandpa Peg Morris. He's a legend around here in Kannapolis. He ain't on the Sutton side. He's a Morris. Peg Morris. Some of y'all might even know him. He used to run with the bootleggers. Boone County and whatnot. Around the racetracks. Charlotte. Georgia. Tennessee. You can go to he's even in a book. I can't remember the name of the book, but it's books about moonshine and race car drivers. And they mentioned him in the book as being one of the best bootleggers. But he was better known for gambling. Poker playing, selling tickets, running parlay cards, betting on games, keeping books. He's the type of gambler that gamble all night with you, feed you. If you wanted to sleep, he'd put you to bed. If you was hungry, he'd feed you. If he took all your money, he'd pay for your cab home, give you a few bucks, and send you home with a couple beers. That's just how he survived. They called him Peg because he walked with a limp. He used a crutch to walk. And, he worked in the mill, but, he had to retire, because of his health. So, he had to start gambling. Which actually, that's where he started. On the mill. Canning mill. I hate when these things get crooked. Yeah, that was one man I'll never forget. Treated us like we was gold. He'd get on our butts, though. Especially if we'd climb his apple tree. He didn't like that. You get up there climbing his apple tree, he'd get the hickory on you. But his favorite thing was the yardstick. That's how he made his little scoreboards with his yardstick. That's how he drew his lines. Making scoreboards for when he kept up with his games, selling tickets and parlay cards and all. He'd use that yardstick to draw scoreboards on these big old poster boards and whatnot. We get to acting up, running through the house, acting like kids, being stupid. Come after us with that yardstick. You knew when he got up. You heard that crutch coming across that floor. You better take all running. He's come on that yardstick. And he's gonna get you too. That's how he taught us right from wrong. See, nowadays, they'll lock you up for that. You hit a kid with a yardstick these days, they'll put you in jail. But, he didn't beat the living dookie out of us or nothing. He just popped us in the leg with it. Keep us in line. calm us down, or we wouldn't stop what we was doing and listen. It always worked too. We'd stop when we'd listen. The world's a totally different place than it was back in the 80s and 90s and all. Heck, even before that, you know. I used to hear stories about, you know, my daddy and mom tell me about it when they were young. Even how different it was then compared to the 80s and 90s. Which tells you the deeper we go into the future, I guess the worse it just gets. I don't know. So I tell you, so 10, 20 years from now, what's it going to be like then? I guess the kids are going to be the ones running the show. Or either that, or they'll probably have cameras all in your house, watching what you do all the time, making sure, you know, you ain't saying no bad words around your kids or nothing. Making sure you're doing everything the right way. Who knows? You know, how much technology they got. They liable to already be doing that. You know, they already got the police. They already got them doing it. That's kind of a good thing, I think. Because there's been times, you know, where I've got lied on a bunch of times. Well, I ain't gonna try to talk too much about it, but, you know, I wish they'd have had that back in my day. Probably got me out of a lot of trouble. Especially when I sat there. Yeah, I wish that guy. I wish that wish the cop had done that. Had a camera on him. He'd got in trouble. Which I was being a butthole. But heck, he didn't have to knock my tooth. He didn't have to slam my face in the concrete, you know. With his knee. You know, you don't do that to another human being. And all I did was I wouldn't put a cigarette out. I mean, they should have searched me a little better. I reckon, you know. They had old hillbilly Dan in the holding cell. They didn't search me too good. I said, well, I guess there's a man here. I might as well go on and get the last one in, you know. Or they take me upstairs. And the rest of them. You know, there's 2 or 3 other guys in there. I sparked it up. The other guy, they were scared. They was looking at me like, dang, boy, you crazy. They didn't want nothing to do with it. They trying to make Bond go and get out of there. I didn't have a bond. I didn't give a crap. Well, I did what I did. He come in there, he said, put it out. I said, nah. think I'll finish it. He said, you gonna put it out, or we're gonna come and make you put it out. And if we get burnt by it, well, that's a charge. Well, I kept on smoking. Kept on. Yeah, I got it down about that far, you know. I figured, got me a good head rush in, so I flicked it down on the floor, and as soon as I did, the biggest one come over and grabbed me by the back of my head. I was sitting on a wooden bench, Rowan County. And I don't know if anybody's ever been there, they got them wooden benches. Come here and grabbed me by the back of my head and threw me straight on the ground. Straight from the bench, straight to the floor. Knocked that right on out. Yeah. I didn't give him the pleasure of saying anything like ow, or I just laughed at him. I guess that made him mad. And he tried his old other little routines they do, you know. Knee in the side, and throw their elbows in your back, and clamp your cuffs down about tight as they can get them without cutting your hand off. And let me tell you, that don't feel too good. Sometimes it pinks the tar out of you. I had a very first time very first time I ever got took to jail, I had a watch on, and they put the cuffs on me. I was being a butthole, back talking them, and they threw the cuffs on me and busted my watch. Clamped it right down on top of my watch. Cut me. All kind of crap. It was a nice watch too. I always liked. My mama bought me that watch for Christmas. But yep, I was in my front yard when they done that. Busted it. Cut my arm all the crap. See, they didn't have them body cameras back then. If it had body cameras back then, it'd have been all nice, and it wouldn't have threw me on the ground and put that cuff on me hard like he did. And all I did was said, I don't even remember what I said to him. I said something mean to him. I mean, nothing mean enough to where he'd do something like crazy like that, you know. I mean, just cause you say something to somebody, I don't mean you gotta dang hurt them, you know. I've gotten arguments with people and stuff, and I didn't take no handcuffs out and clamp them down on somebody's watch and tear their dang wrist about half off and throw them down on the dang dirt and mess up their brand new clothes and shoes I had on, you know. I didn't do that to them. I just, people are crazy. See, nowadays they don't do that. They treat everybody with respect now, because unless they cut them cameras off now. They go to cutting them cameras off. Better watch out. That old school stuff won't come back out on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we ready to rock. thing right here. Just checking something. Sometimes these things get crooked inside there. You gotta watch out. You'll leave a lump. I don't know what it is about these yellow ones. They always get fuzzy. I think the paint in the yellow is the stainless durable. Might be the way they mix in the yellow. Might be the pigment. A little big, but it'll work. Whip her up. I've been on here talking to y'all too long, about 30-something minutes now. Y'all tired of daggone listening to me. Yeah. Just need somebody to talk to. Get vent. Figure I'd talk to y'all. You know. Might do like all the rest of them. Put my daggone they call that not PayPal. I got one of them though. I just can't remember the name. Cash App, that's what it is. I don't use it much though. I don't even know if mine works. Might throw my number on there. See if I can't get me some Christmas money. It's help some of my family members out. It's very depressing when you go through the holidays and you can't buy for your family like you want to. I mean, I know that ain't what it's about. It shouldn't be what it's about. But it does. Well, that's the way you've been raised, you know. You're raised that way. You don't get to, and then sometimes we don't even get to see our family on Christmas. And that's even more depressing, you know. I'd rather see my family on Christmas than I would, worry about giving them a gift or something, or getting a gift, or anything like that. But, them youngins, they want stuff. I'm glad my little girl, she's 20. She's 25 this year. No, she'll be 25. She'll be 25. No, actually, she just turned 25. Matter of fact. Well, I remember her. She used to want everything. She wasn't that hard to please, though. She was always a good kid. Only one. She ain't made me a grandpa yet. Hopefully we'll wait. Hopefully she'll wait about 4 or 5 more years by. At least let me get in my 50s first. I made my mom and dad and all of them grandpas and grandmas and grandpas when they were in their 30s. I got 16 when I made Stacy. I was a different kind of kid growing up. I wasn't your regular type of guy, you know. I had my own way of living. I lived by my own rules. See where it got me to. Got me in some places I didn't want to be. I just don't like this whip here. But, hey, I'll tell you one dang thing. It's tight. And it's gonna hold. It's all that matters. Sometimes they get lumpy because of the way the braids are. Boss man still ain't got here yet. I thought he was gonna come get on my butt about what happened yesterday. I don't know. Nah, I doubt it. He probably just won't talk to me. I said a few things, I didn't mean. Told a few people I was gonna put my 2-week notice in. They probably caught wind of it or something. Probably won't talk to me about it. I ain't going nowhere. Not right now. I can't leave a job that I like. Not just because I don't like the people. Don't mean I don't like the job, Well, that's some of the people. Some people are just not. Some people are buttholes. We do got some cool people though. One of the guys I work with back there, Sam, he's a good fella. He used to play football. You don't meet many good folks anymore like that. Like old Sam. Even the lead man, he used to like me, I think. I still like him. He's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy. But I don't think he really cares too much about me anymore. I don't know why. I don't know. I Now, some people act a certain way when they first meet you, and then all of a sudden they change their feelings or the way they act, the way they treat you. Or maybe, hey, might just be me. It's one of them kind of things, you know. One of them scientific things. It's one of them things I might have to take out to the building and do a science project on when I get home this evening. Go out there and do me a science project. See how much data I can come up with for the end of the day, so I can do my project, start my procedure. I already got my hypothesis. But we'll figure this out. We'll figure it all out one day. Stick with old Hillbilly Dan. I'll show you a few things. I might only be 43, but I taught myself quite a few things. Messing around with stuff, you know. Tinkering around. If you ever got any questions, I thought I just went backwards every second. That's why you don't multitask. Because your brain can only concentrate on one thing at a time. Well, it can concentrate on two things at a time, but you're only gonna be able to master one of them things, and that's the one you're best at. That's why it's not good to multitask. Especially if you're trying to teach yourself something, learn yourself something. Now, if you have mastered both tasks, you can multitask all day long. But if you haven't mastered both of them, it's not a good idea to multitask. What happened to my lighter? I don't like when people take my stuff, man. That's a bad thing about this place, man. You got folks that run around here and take your tools. There's one fellow, he's got a toolbox back here. You see it? Little gray toolbox over there. You know what? And he used to work over here. You know what that little shit used to do? Sorry, I ain't even calling him shit. But that's what it was. He'd take these daggone orders, like it's right here, that you gotta have. You gotta have them stickers, and you gotta have them instructions. And he'd lock them in there in that daggone thing right there where you couldn't get to them. I don't know what for. I guess he thought that we had X-ray vision and we could look in there and see and read them or something. He'd take these clippers and hide them in there, and sockets and pliers and the little dog pins and stuff. He'd lock them in there. And, you know, tell him what he's got in there now. Probably got a couple hand grenades or something in there. That's bad when you gotta lock another man. Well, that's bad when you gotta lock community tools. That's something wrong with that there. You know what he told me? He told me one day. He said, when you get done with that socket, you might want to hide it because somebody will come over here and steal it. Well, I mean, who's gonna come over here and steal a socket? Especially that big of a socket. But people do like to steal your lighters around here. And your scissors. Don't lay your scissors or your lighters down. They will take them. That's what's probably what happened. Somebody probably stole that boy's scissors one day. Probably got tired of it and started locking the order. Heck, he'd even take these right here, little checkoff list, and hide them under the desk under here. And he'd leave this garbage can right here, slap full of I don't know what's wrong with that kid. He had tater chip bags and half-eaten hamburgers and like 10 different, one day it's like 3 different restaurants worth of bags of food in there. I'm thinking, dang, that kid must have ate 3 times that day. Unless he had a party over here or something. And tell you the truth, that's the dude that trained me on these things. I thought he was a good old dude at first. And then he turned into I don't know what happened. I don't even remember what I did to him to make him not like me. I don't think I even did nothing to him to make him not like me. I guess one day he just figured, hell, I don't like that dude. Maybe he's too much of a redneck for me to like him. Probably what it was. They probably thought, yeah, that guy there, he probably goes home and beats us. Well, I ain't gonna talk like that. He probably goes home and says the N-word and the N-word, talks about Mexican people and everything else. He probably goes home and does this and that and you know. Hell, he know what I do, you know. He probably goes on and talks about white people, as far as I know. Which I don't give a shit. Don't bother me. I don't care. People can talk about me all they want to. Until they start getting to me. When it starts interfering with my job and my life, that's when I start getting mad. You know, other than that, I care less what somebody thinks or does or says. You know, it's just life we live in. That's all it is. You're gonna be, you was born, and then one day you're gonna die. So while you're here, you might just want to do something that you like to do. Be creative. Find something to do. You know? Can't be scared all your life. Like I was. Anxiety. I had anxiety all my life. 2, 3 years, 4 years, you never caught me on here making a video. know, I don't care. Time to just live like I want to live. Be who I want to be. And not care what anybody thinks about it. But happy Christmas and holidays and New Year's. Everybody be safe. Don't go out there drinking and driving. They will take your license. And don't drink too much moonshine. That stuff's strong. It ain't like regular liquor now. You can't just be taking big old swallows of that stuff now. You gotta sip on that. Drink moonshine, you sip it. You don't take shots. You sip it. You know what I'm saying? Like a beer, you might. Well, some folks some folks guzzle beer. I know I do. When I drink, I can't handle alcohol anymore. It gets me too drunk. I get drunk off 3 beers. That's bad, ain't it? 2 or 3, 4 beers. I'm about drunk. I usually could drink a 12-pack. I can't do that no more. That's why I can't do it no more. But yeah, I'm gonna end my video. I might put my Cash App up there on there. I might not. I don't know. If I got time, I will. But if y'all want to send me some money, and we'll get some kind of something going. We'll do something for Christmas. I don't know. We'll post it, whatever we do. But y'all have a good holiday. Old Hillbilly Dan from me to y'all. Have a Merry Christmas. Subscribe.